Shalom, shalom. All praise to the Most High, Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders. A great millstone for teaching this truth that has gone all around the earth. Shalom to the hopeful elect out there. It's your brother Atazawan by Alth. And through the Spirit, I'm going to bring a quick little lesson. It won't be anything heavy or long, but going into some of the things that we saw happen, right, throughout the week. And when we look at how things are going here in Babylon the Great, we had this joker here, says claim that COVID pandemic is over sparks debate over the future, right? So-called president. This is from The Guardian. Okay, we're going to read a little bit of this and then go into a few scriptures because we all know, as it's prophesied in the scriptures, man, that, they're going to force their agenda, okay? That MOTB, the CHIP, all right? They got all that stuff lined up. The propaganda machine is still rolling, okay? And they're going to catch a lot of people unawares and put them in a trick bag. And many are already in that bag because they went and took the sauce. Okay? And eventually, they're going to turn the heat up on you. Okay? Literally. Okay? When they crank up this 5 gigabyte on you, okay, that's going to make them folks' blood boil more than likely. But anyway, let's get into what this dude said here, okay? So here it says, Joe Biden's recent declaration that the COVID-19 pandemic was over was premature, according to several infectious disease experts, but there was not a consensus among them about whether the remarks will cause a significant change in America's attitude towards the virus and lead to worse public health outcomes. Now, I'm reading this as it says here because this is part of the press. Hopefully the YouTube algorithms won't catch this, and remove the video as they did one of my other videos. Okay, just recently, when that guy from Bed Bath Beyond allegedly offed himself, they removed my video. Okay, so with this being public record, okay, that Biden made this speech, then this should be fair game. All right, but I'll still try my best to watch what I say. All right, so going on, it says, that's partly because Biden was simply catching up to most of the U.S. population who see how much lower the case and death causes, counts, are than earlier in the pandemic, and as such have stopped wearing masks in public and now gather regularly indoors, the expert said. Still, an average of more than 400 people die every day due to CV-19, according to Johns Hopkins University data. All right. As such, members of the public, including the U.S. president, should continue to treat the virus as a significant threat, the experts say. He is reflecting the fact that we're all acting as if it's something of the past, but many of us, especially us older folks, know friends who are getting the CV, some of whom are suffering from it and getting really bad cases. Okay, so that was the blunder of the week with the so-called prayers, right? So he came out and slipped and spoke on a boo-boo, okay? And so as the propaganda machine goes on, they try to come out and clean it up, okay? Then you had this other thing go on with him. And this guy, man, his faculties are gone, okay? And has made this country a laughingstock, right, by the other nations, okay? Which is beautiful because it's all the plan of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai to bring Babylon the Great down. So this reads, Joe Biden appears to get quote-unquote lost as he attempts to walk off stage after a UN speech. A viral video shows President Joe Biden appearing lost and disoriented as he made his way off stage while asking audience members for directions. And you gotta see that video. It is extremely funny. Okay, the king of Babylon. He doesn't know his left from his right. Okay, Biden was walking off stage at the Global Fund conference shortly after his speech to the United Nations in New York. The U.S. president seemed bewildered as he took small stuttering steps as he tried to make his way off stage. He then abruptly stops and looks around in confusion, right? Babylon, okay? Confusion. Before asking people on the ground how to get off the stage. A man then comes to the stage to address the president and thank him. Still confused, Biden looks back at the man before creeping to the edge of the stage. And man, it was hilarious. I really want to play this. Well, let's try it. Let's see if it'll play and see what happens here. Look at this. Look at this. King of Babylon.
Mr. President, thank you. At the end of such a momentous event, the word thank you seems kind of inadequate. But for all the millions whose lives will be saved, for the communities where life will be transformed, thank you. So thank you, President Biden, for your outstanding leadership. What's happened today is actually an unparalleled mobilization of resources for global health.
We'll read a little bit more. Okay, this thing will highlight for me. Concerns over whether the 79-year-old is fit enough to be the U.S. president have persisted throughout his time in office and leading up to his election in 2020. In an interview with 60 Minutes over the weekend, the almost octogenarian president was asked whether he was fit enough to run for a second term in 2024. In the interview, Scott Peely asked Biden, and when you hear that, I wonder, what do you think? Biden shot back at the suggestion and said, watch me. And honest to God, that's all I think. Watch me. If you think I don't have the energy level or the mental acuity, then you know that's one thing, he said. But in any event, this dude made himself look like a fool up there at the United Nations. All right? So this is Babylon's finest right here. All right? So anyway, let's get a couple of scriptures because we know what's coming down the pipe. Okay? And it's a sucker play. All right? By announcing that, and eventually, they're going to lock this place down again. And from there, they're going to try to implement this thing as other nations have begun to do so. And that other thing being that cryptocurrency, that money, and eventually the CHIP. All right. And those of us who follow Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, we know these scriptures tell us that we cannot participate in that. All right? Through the Spirit, you won't do it anyway. The elect of the Lord, are sealed, okay, to where when that time comes, whoever the elect are will not bow that knee, okay? And so we look at a few examples of how money was used really in manipulation, okay? And how those of the world don't understand how this thing is going to go. And we see in scriptures how, the Lord tells you that you can't love this world system and love the Lord at the same time. It's either one or the other. Okay? So you have to make a choice. Either you're a friend of the world and going to do the things and operate in the system of the world, or you're choosing Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai and using your faith and know that the Lord, through the Spirit, is going to take care of you. Okay? And he promises that the men of the Lord particularly, okay, will eat and drink, but the elect will be protected. There will be a hedge around the elect, and we're not going to participate. Lord willing, I'll be a part of that number. Not going to participate in this system when they fully roll it out. Okay, so let's look at a couple of scriptures here. Let's go up to Matthew 22, and let's just jump in at verse 17. Okay, Salakia. And it reads, "Tell us therefore, what thinkest thou? Is it lawful to give tribute unto Caesar or not?" Right? So you had these wicked scribes, right? These Pharisees try to trip up Yahweh Shai, okay? Because they were in the pocket of the Roman government, okay? They were getting their treats and goodies because the Roman government allowed them to do so, okay, as the leaders of Israel back then, okay? They were doing their dirt, let's just say, okay? And Salakia, the government allowed them to do their thing, okay? Turn a blind eye, okay? So here they're trying to pose a question to Yahweh Shai to try to trip him up, all right? So going on in verse 18, and it reads, "But Yahweh Shai perceived their wickedness," right? And what they were doing was wicked, right? They were trying to get him tripped up, okay? "But Yahweh Shai perceived their wickedness and said, Why tempt ye me, ye hypocrites?" Right? You know, they tried to act like they were serving the Lord, but really they were serving man. They were serving mammon because they were rich, okay? And those who lived on the outside of Jerusalem, the peasants, the farmers, the fishermen, right, the carpenters, okay, and such, you know, field hands, whatever you want to call it, lived on the outskirts, barely getting by, okay? "Show me the tribute money, and they brought unto him a penny. And he said unto them, Whose is this image and subscription? They say unto him, Caesar's. Then saith he unto them, Render therefore unto Caesar the things that are Caesar's, and unto the Most High the things that are of the Most High. When they had heard these words, they marveled and left him and went their way." Right? You know, you do what's best for you because you belong to the world, you belong to the world system, and that's you, okay? And those things that belong to the Most High will be for the Most High. Spiritually, that was heavy for them, and they couldn't understand it, right? Because the Lord would not be tempted with money, okay? So let's go on from there, and that's what this is going to be. This is going to be a heavy temptation to the rest of the nations and the 2/3 of our nation. And we'll find a little bit of this story here in Mark 12, okay? Let's go to Mark 12 or 14. "And when they were come, they say unto him, Master, we know that thou art true, and carest for no man, for thou regardest not the person of men, but teachest the way of the Most High in truth. Is it lawful to give to Caesar or not?" Verse 15, "Shall we give or shall we not give?" But he, knowing their hypocrisy, see, he already knew, okay, that they were wicked and were posing a wicked question and were being evil about it, okay, "and saith unto them, Why tempt ye me? Bring me a penny that I may see it," okay, a coin, right, a Roman coin, all right. "And they brought it, and he say unto them, Whose is this image and subscription? They say unto him, Caesar's. And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Render to Caesar the things that are Caesar's, and to the Most High the things that are of the Most High. And they marveled at him." You see, because even in the temples, they were being insincere, and they were robbing the Lord, okay? They were not doing right by the children of Israel as so-called leaders, and they were living off of the money, Okay? But the whole point being that when this day finally comes, this day that the MARK is forced, there are people out here unknowingly, they're going to think it's a good thing, okay? Because as the scripture says, when they say peace and safety, then what? Sudden destruction, paraphrasing it, okay? And then there are those who are going to know about it and still going to take it because they're scared that they're going to die. They're scared that they're not going to be able to eat. They ain't going to be able to travel. They won't be able to work. They can't, do any banking, pay their bills. They're going to be scared for life. All right. This is Revelation 16, start right there, verse 1. And I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the seven angels, go your way and pour out the vials of the wrath of the Most High upon the earth. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth. And there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worship his image. You see? So all you're going to do, or all these people are going to do, is preserve their life just for a little while. And who knows how the Lord is going to put it on them. They'll break out in some kind of sore that doesn't heal. Those missiles are going to get them. It's just, the Lord can do a number of things. Okay? That there's a number of things he's got lined up. I'm sure, for those, okay, who take the mark. This is Revelation 13:15. And he said, Salaki, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Right? And that's a choice that many are going to be faced with when this man finally comes out with his system, and you'll be forced to either choose the system or you die. All right? And he caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Now, just for edification's sake, let's go into that word mark. Okay? And it says here, haragma. Haragma. Okay? And let's go into the Bible usage as a stamp, an imprinted mark. Of the mark stamped on the forehead or on the right hand as the badge of the followers of what? The Antichrist. Now we know it ain't talking about just one person, right? Okay? So that's when those people will pledge their allegiance to this man's system. You see? So that word mark is charagma, which is different from the mark in Ezekiel 9. Okay, which is the thawak, okay, and mark from exemption, okay. So let's get a couple more scriptures, then we'll shut it down here. Let's go over to let's see here, Matthew 6, and this thing jumped on me. Let's try Salakia. Right here, Matthew 6 and 19, and it reads, lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust do corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. Right? Because we're building up treasures in heaven, right? Through the work, okay? Through the faith that we have in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. We're not worried about what's here on the earth, okay? But lay up for yourself treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doeth corrupt, where thieves do not break through nor steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also, right? And so our treasure is the Lord, okay? That's our treasure. That's where our minds are, okay? Verse 22, the light of the body is the eye. If therefore thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light, right? If we keep this gospel first before us, right? That's what we focus on and concentrate on. That's the light that shines that path for us to righteousness. Okay, our whole body is filled with that light. All right, so we keeping that eye single. Nothing is going to come before it. In which, if I go back up to this verse here, for where your treasure is, there will your heart be also, which also gives you what comes to mind. Salakia. I think it's Isaiah 33:6. I think. Yeah. Isaiah 33:6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. See, for the fear of the Lord is his treasure. Okay, so that's why our eye is single. Okay, for where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. That's where our mind is. How we can get to our salvation. All right, the light of the body is the eye, and if therefore thy eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. But if thy eye be evil, thy body shall be full of darkness. If therefore the light that is in thee be darkness, how great is that darkness? No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. Ye cannot serve the Most High and Mammon. And that's what that chip is all about. That's what that M-A-R-K, that C-hip is all about. You will be a servant to the system, to the man. Okay? Now here, what do I have here? Salaki, I pulled up so many different things here. So this is another story from U.S. News and the WHO, all right? World Health Organization says CV-19 pandemic isn't over after Biden's controversial remarks. Okay, so they called it controversial. All right, like he shouldn't have said that, but he doesn't have his faculties, so he slipped up. Okay, so it says World Health Organization on Thursday said that the CV-19 pandemic isn't over, contradicting controversial remarks from President Joe Biden from earlier this week. Okay, let's see here. I don't know if we want to read the rest of this or not. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You can read that if you want it. If you want to go ahead and read it. But just to show you the confusion in this land. Okay? You got a leader who can't think straight. All right? And doesn't know whether he's coming or going. Truly, the Lord is bringing this place down. Okay? So this is Ecclesiasticus, Sirach 10, and we'll just start right there, 1, and it reads, a wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered, right? And our judge is on his way, okay? All right, and the Lord is putting us, his faithful men, his prophets, and, the hopeful elect, putting everything in order. You see, verse 2, as the judge of the people is Salakia, as the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. Right. We living in a land filled with nothing but confusion. Right? Look at this guy. Unbelievable. All right. So, verse 3, an unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. Right. And the new city, the new Jerusalem, the new kingdom of our Lord, man, everything is going to be in order. Right. So we'll get one more and shut it down. All right, Wisdom of Solomon 5:1, and it reads, then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors. And it's people like this who are on this level, okay, who have afflicted the Israelites all across the earth. all right, behind closed doors, right, puppet masters who have afflicted, all right, the Lord's people. And their time is up now. Just by looking at this guy, you know that the Lord is doing a masterful work of destroying this system and this place known as Babylon the Great, aka USA. All right. So anyway, I saw these articles here, and it just kind of made me ponder about it and think about it. And those scriptures came to mind. You know, the hopeful elect, or the elect of the Lord are not going to succumb to the antics. Okay. As a matter of fact, let me get that one more scripture. Salakia. Let me see here. Bear with me. I want to see if I can get back to something. Yeah, I looked this up. Ephesians 5, and we jump in right there at 15, and it reads, "See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise." So when they tell you peace and safety, all right, the CV19 is over, you know something underhanded is coming, right? Okay? They're going to find a way to create another situation, another chaos, okay? In which ultimately we know that it is the Lord that's doing it, okay? Verse 15 again, "See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time," this time, "because the days are evil," and these days are evil, and only more evil is coming, all right, from Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Verse 17, "Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is," right? And the will of the Lord will be done. And it means throwing this place down, okay? Then it will be done by the Lord, you see? So anyway, with that, Lord willing, this was edifying, giving all praise to the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders. Great millstone, shalom to the hopeful elect. See you all again real soon with another lesson, Lord willing. Shalom.